Hello, this is Virgil the Pro from Hard-Coded Software, and this screencast shows how Transaction Edition works in moneyGuru. We are now looking at the example document with the transactions view active. The current date format is month, day, year, to show you how the date widget supports all kinds of date formats. Now let's suppose that I bought an iPod at the Apple Store on the 25th of January, so I want to add a transaction for that. I'll just go for the plus button, and then to edit the date I just type 25 and tab out. moneyGuru is smart enough to keep the oath month and year as is, so now I just type some pay and some description, so Apple Store, and then iPod Touch, 32 gig, and then I paid that iPod with my credit card, so I'll just start typing credit card. So as soon as I type C, then the account auto-completes. If I want, I can use the up and down arrow to cycle through all possible accounts. Or I can just continue typing until the number of possible accounts are narrowed down to the one I want, and then I just tab out. Then I want to put my transaction in the electronics expense account. This account doesn't exist yet, but it doesn't matter. As soon as the transaction is committed, it will be automatically added. Now let's say that I bought a sleeve for my iPod 2 days later and I want to add a transaction for that. So I'll just press the plus button again, and then I'll use the up arrows to increment the date. Once I'm on the pay field, I can just type A to quickly recall the Apple Store pay, and then as soon as I tab out of this field, all the other fields will be automatically filled with previous values. It's not so useful now, but for repetitive transactions it's a real time saver. Now all I need to do is to type the description out and then tab to the amount column to type a new amount, and I'm done. Now let's say that when I bought my iPod I paid $100 in cash and the rest with my credit card, so I'll need to make a split transaction to correctly reflect that. So I can just select the transaction and click on the little info button, and then the transaction info pops up, and this panel allows split transactions. So I can just go to the split table, add a new split, and then type cash and put $100 in the credits. moneyGuru automatically balances the transaction with the unassigned split, so we need to tell it that that $100 must be removed from the credit card split, and then whoop, we've got a balanced transaction. So let's save and we're done. As you can see, the fact that this transaction is a split transaction is now correctly reflected in the from column. I'm realizing that my phone bill transactions don't have any pay value. So let's say that I want to put a pay value in all my phone bill transactions. So this is a scheduled transaction, so I can just edit one of them and I'll get my scope dialog, and from there I can just click on all future occurrences and poof, it's done. However, I've got a problem because I have past transactions which don't have a pay value either. So to put a pay value into these, I'll use the mass addition feature. To do so, I'll just use the search feature to easily select all transactions having a phone bill description. The problem is though that my current date range is too restrictive. There are other phone bill transactions before the 10th of June, so I'll just use a custom date range to go back to my first transaction, and then I'll be able to select all past transaction and then use the info button to do a mass addition. So I can just go to the pay field and type my new pay, and poof, I've got it. Easy. Okay, now let's say that I've decided to make a monthly donation of $20 to Oxfam. So to correctly do that in moneyGuru, I'll use the scheduled transaction. To add a scheduled transaction, you first have to add a modal for the scheduled occurrences, and that modal is just a normal transaction. So I'll just add a transaction here, and let's say that my first payment is on the 18th of February. I'll just type 182 and tab out, and then just fill out the transaction like I would with any other transaction. Now to make scheduled transaction out of this transaction, I just open the information panel, and then I just set repeat to monthly and press save, and I'm done. As you can see, there is now an occurrence of that transaction every 18th of the month for forever. So let's say that I do not intend to continue my monthly donation a year from now. So I can just go in the 2010 year range, and I just find my my February Oxfam occurrence, and I just delete it with the minus button. If I just wanted to remove this occurrence, I could click on the no button, but because I want to remove all future occurrence, I just click on the yes button, and then as you can see, there are no more Oxfam occurrences. So this is the end of this screencast, which was meant to show you how transaction addition works in moneyGuru. You can see more screencasts at www.hardcoded.net. See ya!